Okay, so welcome to Tips and Tricks. We're going to be looking at a couple of important pieces when we are looking at the budgets unit of Math 20-3. So the first thing that I want to talk about is weekly to monthly payments. So when payments are in weeks, what do we do to calculate them in months? So the first step is to figure out exactly what is your weekly payment. So often that would be something that you need to get quite frequently. You could think of that as gas payments. That's one way to think about it. There's other examples, but definitely anything that's going to happen weekly versus happening monthly. So if we're thinking about gasoline, let's think about how approximately $35 a week is being spent on gas. Now, if we were to calculate actually how much weeks was in a month, I know on average it's 4, but it's actually more likely about 4.3 because there's 52 weeks in a year. So if we try to divide 52 evenly into 4, um, it would actually be 13 months, which there's not actually 13 months. There's 12 months. So there's actually 4 and 0.3 repeating weeks in a year. So in order for us to calculate, if this is per week, we're going to need to calculate how much money is actually going to be spent on gas in a month. Because most of our conservative skeletons or conservative budgets are going to be by months. That's just the way that most budgets go, and that's what you're going to be looking at in this course. So for us to calculate how much that's going to be in months, then we would just simply need to multiply these two values. If we multiply 35 by 4.3 repeating, what we end up getting is $151.67 per month. So that's how we would calculate a weekly payment into a monthly payment. We would simply multiply the number of weeks, which is in actuality 4.3333 repeating, that are within that month. Now, what if we need to calculate yearly payments into monthly payments? So, for example, a common payment that is yearly is actually car insurance. So you have the option to pay car insurance monthly or yearly. So you can make whatever decision. But if you wanted to know how much it would be each month, let's say your car insurance is $1,569 a year. So if your car insurance was that much a year, in order to calculate how many monthly payments that would be, we simply need to divide that by the number of months that are in a year. So there are 12 months in a year. So in actuality, this car insurance yearly amount would be $130.75 per month if we divide it by the 12 months that are in a year. What if you needed to calculate an hourly wage? So let's say you needed to quickly calculate an hourly wage. Let's say that you needed to calculate that your hourly wage is about $9.50 an hour. So you make $9.50 an hour. Let's say you work 10 hours in that average week. And then again, remember from our weekly payments to monthly payments, we would multiply by 4 over 3 repeating. So finally, in order to calculate that hourly wage to make it into weeks, from weeks into months, we would simply just multiply all of that together, the hourly wage by the hours that were worked by the weeks in a month, and that would give us approximately $411.67 as a wage per month.